There we go. Welcome to another episode of Minneapolis by Night. This is the vampire venue, which I've been kind of apparently missing in action.
So we just do things around our ST and we inform him later, and he goes, ah.
Yeah, basically. Because I trust many of my players. So, this is a scene where Kevin needs to update the prince on some things that he was specifically doing on the side. So, if you got a hold of the prince and said, "Hey, I need to meet. We need to discuss," he'd tell you to meet him at the Rose.
Okay.
He's not actually staying there. He just figures
he likes to keep up illusions.
Yeah.
All right. Well, he would say
thinking he's there. That's what makes it funny.
Yeah, he'll say it'll take him a few minutes, but he'll be there shortly then, and show up to meet him.
Okay. You notice since you became sheriff, the guards at the door have not, searched you or done anything.
Right.
Yep. This time, when you come up to the door, they go, "He's upstairs."
Oh, yeah, he'll head upstairs then.
Okay. The door's closed.
He'll knock.
Come in, Kevin.
I'll open the door, shut it behind him, find a seat if there is one.
There is.
All right.
So, you called this meeting?
Yeah. Well, two things. One, I finally got a hold of the shifters, and the other thing was some information that I'd gotten that I wanted to follow up on with you about a certain Tremere. So whichever one you want to deal with first.
Let's deal with the shifters, because I have a feeling the second part will be a longer conversation.
According to the information that I gathered from them, it was first dealing with the dreams, apparently, and he'll show the two symbols that Sandwiches had put in the. I'm just going to use that nickname because it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Had put in the rumors chat.
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. The BSD glyph and the Fomori glyph, and he'll explain to the prince what he was told by the shifters, that these apparently are bad no things for the shifters, namely this one, and he'll point to the BSD one, is basically they call them, he explained BSDs and what that they're basically their equivalent to them of what we would see the Sabbat.
That kind of takes Andreas back a bit. He's like, "Oh, awesome."
Yeah. And basically our understanding is we probably should be careful around the shifters as to explaining which people have had these dreams, because the way they made it seem like that this entity that they call the worm, they feel that has influenced these dreams, possibly by tapping into the ambient energy that the mages had let out, and that they would probably go to, if it was revealed who of our kind was having these dreams, that they would outright kill them.
Interesting.
Because if they are seeing these dreams, they think that they are already tainted by this corrupting influence as they see it.
Did you inform them that every single kindred in the city has
No, I was very vague.
Okay, good. Yeah, that wouldn't be good. Tell them, Yeah,
all of us.
We think whoever's having those dreams needs to die, and then you tell them, "Oh yeah, all of us are." Well, okay, good luck.
No, I just said that some seers had been of our kind had noticed them, and I was not dropping any names. I was just basically fishing because see what they might know and what they might be willing to help us on, and then work from there.
Okay.
I also informed them about how the toy factory, that one of ours had seen the toy factory swamp the city and toys and everything. So if we can find ways, I think, to connect their problems to some of this stuff, they may end up helping us deal with these problems.
Well, through some of my more powerful contacts, that toy thing really bothered the hell out of me because I was like, well, well, a majority of us kindred, at least every kindred I know in the city is a proper age that we shouldn't be dreaming of toys.
Yeah.
And if there's a child kindred in the city, we need to find the child and the sire and kill them both. But what I've uncovered is that Happy Fun Time toys are I know, like, out of character, I know, like, the name has changed like 4 times, but I think it's supposed to be Happy Fun.
Happy Fun Time is what I thought I heard.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that's what I originally came up with, but it's changed so many times, I don't really care at this point.
I think whatever you call it, they already assume it's some Pentex subsidiary. So whatever you want to call it, they're just going to put something else in there with white and then highlight it. Whether it's true or not, you have enough Guru players that they automatically assume it's bad, therefore.
No, that's the big problem, is they wouldn't know a lot about. But anyways,
yeah,
I have traced Happy Fun Times toys back and found that they're apparently many years ago. They had some issues in some other cities with apparently some of their toys not being so friendly.
What do you mean by not friendly? And he'll look up because he's like, he's been like keeping notes on things. And
from what I was able to gather, and mind you, this took a lot of digging, and if I wasn't kindred, I probably wouldn't have found it. But apparently it had some of their toys had some ill effects on children and whatnot. And to this day, those particular children that were in question have not been found.
Could be possibly the other thing they told me about, and he'll point to the other symbol. That is the symbol that they have for what they call Fomori. Things, humans who've been corrupted by this corrupting influence that they call the worm and warped.
Sounds like a party. Sounds like a party. I'm kind of glad I wasn't invited to. Might be. I don't know. We don't know where the kids are. I've started some investigation. It wasn't in Minneapolis, so thank God. I mean, this
good.
Happy Fun Times. That's the problem. They're a much bigger toy company than I thought. I didn't think they were that big, and then I started looking and finding out they've gone through a few names.
I see.
How
big is this company?
Quite large, because it's a subsidiary of another toy company. Here's the fun part. It's a subsidiary of Hasbro.
Really?
I'm not sure if that particular company is in league with anything, or if they are with this Fomori or BSD thing. But I would think that being a subsidiary, they've got to have someone from Hasbro's got to kind of keep an eye on them.
Maybe we have there's someone in the city who'd have some influence and be able to put the lean on them.
It's possible. Another thing, there's actually a couple of things I want to talk to you about as well. A name has come up that I've talked to many people, and they all seem to agree that might be the source of our TR.
Okay.
Thomas Roderick. He is a co-owner to a company called Phoenix Rising. Well, on paper, he's a co-owner. That's the difference. I've actually spoken with the other owner. He actually goes to a notepad, looks at it, puts on his glasses. Oh, much better. I can see. Don't ask. I'm a kindred and I need glasses. I know, it's just hilarious. He just chuckles. It is a Alexander Johnson is the other main owner. He is actually the true founder of the organization. It's a small tech company. They have a few places here and there. They mainly do like home security stuff like that for now. But after talking with Alexander, he has plans to expand, and honestly, it could be quite profitable for us because considering he is mainly focused on kindred affairs.
Hmm. That's good.
Yeah, well, here's the weird thing. He's mortal. I checked.
He's not even a ghoul.
No, I don't know. I mean, I don't. He never actually mentioned kindred. He just said the people he mentioned that he had ties to, I know are kindred.
Hmm.
So I
So
mean,
it's not necessarily that he is in the know.
yeah,
He
he
just
may just
helps
be
people.
pure lucky.
Mhm.
Just happened to find the right person to talk to about helping his business and stuff. But he said Thomas Roderick has always been more of just a kind of like a silent partner kind of thing. He's never
Hmm.
really been involved. Um,
Gotcha.
Basically, just fronted him enough money to really get his company up off the ground. Since then, he hasn't really done anything other than just collect the profit.
Right. Hmm. But he
Um,
has
he
some
does.
access if he needs to.
Yeah, he does say that he has no knowledge about this guy. Like he has, even as a silent partner, like he really doesn't know much about this guy. Um, he said the few meetings he's had in person, quote, and this is directly his quote. He's looking at his notes. He creeped me the fuck out, and I wanted to leave as soon as I stepped in the room with him.
Hmm.
His work.
Interesting.
Yeah. I haven't been able to determine. I mean, there's no, at least from the people I know that have some kind of knowledge within the, about kindred society as a whole. I've even gone so far as to put in a word to the Grand Harpy to see if maybe the Grand Harpy knows of this Thomas Roderick. I've yet to hear back yet because, well, Grand Harpy responds whenever the fuck they want.
Right.
Um, so as soon as I hear back, I'll let you know. But I figure that's a thing. Another thing that's come up: the Anarchs have actually come and talked to me personally. Well,
Hmm.
they're their spokesperson, for lack of a better term. Whoever decided they would bother just show up, basically.
Yeah.
Um, the scary thing about it is that um, there has been a kindred death. You may have heard the rumors. I'm going to confirm it. David Telosio, a Bruja who was an anarch, um, was murdered. Um, and the surviving witness, and I use that term very loosely. The surviving witness was a bit terrified out of their mind. It was actually a human who just happened to be in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Hmm.
Um, quote, a giant, and quoting exactly what they managed to piece together from the ramblings of this poor human, a giant cat standing on its back legs, wielding two katanas, waded through people and specifically targeted this gentleman.
Hmm. Sounds like a shifter, but I've never heard of anything like that before.
Hmm.
Then
Well,
again, when I was in the bar that they owned, they talked about one of them being a fox. So I guess that's none too surprising.
yeah, not really. I'm not saying the shifters have direct involvement, mainly because before you got here, like a few days before you got here, we had gotten a report that some hunters had come into the city. Um, One of them was said to be a shifter. Um, More specifically, and probably the more scary aspect is um, this particular hunter specializes in final deaths.
Hmm. That's troubling.
There was supposedly a Jade, fake Jade, whatever one it was. Supposedly had spoken to the shifters, and I don't know what actually transpired because I wasn't in power at the time. But I believe they had spoken to the shifters about possibly, kind of combining efforts to track down these hunters because the other one was supposedly one of our kind who hunts the shifter kind. So
Interesting.
yeah, the two kindred deaths we've had recently are linked. The Billy Graham, which honestly, no big loss there. Crazy bastard he was. Malkavian.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah, ironically, they picked him as, anyways. He fit the bill, I'll give him that. He fit the bill before they embraced him, but and then this David Delosio is our other victim. Both from what I'm able to piece together from some source or another. Both were killed by the same creature.
That's something probably to ask them about next time I see them.
Yeah, seeing as how you're probably one of the few in the city who can actually have an easy time with them, and have them not want to rip your head off.
Yeah.
We're probably going to be relying heavily on you to at least speak. I will give you the authority of my position when you're speaking with them. He looks at you.
Thank you.
That way you don't have to worry about coming back and asking me. Assume that if they want to work out some kind of deal, it can be arranged. Just you may have to let them know. I may be prince of the city. We may have control of the city, but there are still factions within kindred society that don't play by our rules. The anarchs, even though they are anarchs, they have at least agreed to continue the masquerade, and for now they've agreed to ease up on their usual activities due to the fact that I guess David was one of their more prominent members of the anarch group.
I see.
Yeah.
And it was established that also Billy Graham was an anarch, right?
Yeah. Here's the fun part. He called himself the leader of the anarchs, which everybody laughed at, but it's a Malkavian, so he kind of takes what they say with half-ass grain of salt. But yeah, they did say he was a member of their. They did confirm he was one of theirs. As odd as Malkavian being part of the anarchs is, well, not so odd, but yeah, he did say both were anarchs. So yeah, they're a little terrified right now, and they honestly are kind of seeking Camarola's help and protection-wise, at least. I've assured them that I will have my best people put on it, and we will get to the bottom of this. I don't know if any of the other up-and-comers has been keeping an eye on things. But Miss Winters, a clanmate of mine, looks at you. Someone set her up.
Do we have any ideas or leads as to who might want to do this?
We're currently checking into that. I'm creating, I'm giving the Nosferatu the leeway to do their search, and of course,
Speaking of the Nosferatu, they are looking into the one that we found that claimed no sect, that was living under the former prince's establishment. And we had information from Clan Tremere that it is possible that the one that was masquerading as Jade was a Sabbat Nosferatu that they were not aware of. They know of the name of the person, but was not aware of them being in the city.
Okay, well then that's well. If it was a Sabbat member, then that actually confirms a Sabbat presence, because that's at least two Sabbat members that have been confirmed within the city,
Mhm.
which begins to terrify me because, as far as Sabbat goes, we've heard almost nothing.
Yeah, same here.
Other than
Not
these
even
two,
seeing
that's
anything.
yeah. Other than these two, that's scary. Um, there is something going on at the sculpture gardens. Bodies are being turned up, which is kind of
Mhm. And there also the
bothersome.
Tremere that was with us, the Scourge, when we were over there. Let's see here, I'm going through my notes right now. That when we were over there, that the former prince was grabbed by shadows in his greenhouse. I can only assume a Sombra was involved.
Sounds about right for them, but it's possible it could be another clan who has that.
True.
Um, we don't ask her which powers everybody has, so we can't
Mm-hmm.
say for certain if it was Camarilla or it could be Sabat. Right now, we'll go on the assumption it was Sabat for now, and assume it's Alessandro. Um, but let's not close our minds to any other
Right.
possibility, especially with recent activities um, and everybody's newfound gifts.
Fair
Anything is
enough.
possible. Admittingly, this was before that, but who knows? I mean, it's not unheard of for clans to have unusual disciplines for them.
Yeah.
So we'll chalk that up to a La Sombra for now. But if we get other information, we'll go with that.
Sounds good.
Um, let's see. Is there something else? I swear there was something else I was going to tell you, but I can't remember for the life of me. Oh well, it'll come to me later. I'll send you a text if it does. Um,
All right.
what else did you need to discuss?
The new regent. I know from the rumors I had heard that you had given him right of destruction after he had committed the deed. But I am.
Wait. Afterwards, all
Uh,
I know is I got a phone call. He said that the regent was unfit and he was currently staked. Um, I don't know when it was, so I can't tell you for certain. All I know is that he did
well,
tell me that the previous regent was unworthy of his position and was causing more issues than good. And he asked for permission to destroy him. I did give it to him, but I don't know if it was afterwards and it was just kind of his way of covering his ass, or
to
if it was.
my understanding from sources within the clan that I know, it was after the fact, and he claimed right of Amarith for himself, as he was told to have reclaimed the blood.
Oh god damn it! Oh.
I smell a frenzy check.
My brain is fried right now. Self-control. Oh, look, he passes. He doesn't go. Unless
Yay! That would have been very bad. I don't have animalism.
He seems to shake his head. Ugh.
I don't
You seem
have
kind of.
anything other than their word on the matter, but that is what I had heard from several of Clan Tremere.
Well, that's going to cause a problem if that's really the case. The problem is, are we going to get an actual answer? Was there anybody in the room with him at the time that can confirm specifically the exact time frame?
Fuck. The other Blake. I can't remember his last name. That is the only one that I can probably say for certain. He changed his story a couple times because it seemed like he was afraid of our Scourge and who wouldn't be. But
To openly attack the Tremere region is not exactly
yes, but
forthcoming.
he did confide in me in private that he was there when the event took place. So if you had any questions about the matter, he would be the one to speak to.
All right, then I'm gonna have to talk to him. Maybe he'll talk to me in private.
Private would probably
Alright.
be the best, as he was not willing to come forth with information in public
Gotcha.
for the fear that it would get back to
Well,
the
either way,
clan.
it may get back, um, but as far as the other clanmates that you've talked to, do they support this new regent or not? Because this could be problematic here shortly. I mean, obviously Blake is a questionable one due to his.
Do other people of Clan Tremere or other people of the domain or my clan trust him?
Do other people of Clan Tremere originally? If the rest of the Tremere back him, then we may just want to let it go as it is and just say that was an internal matter. Even though I don't exactly appreciate it.
Yeah, the only Tremere I know of besides the regent is Blake and Miss Beck. Miss Beck seems to have a great amount of disdain, having come into the city recently and this coup took place. Blake seems to distrust him and be afraid of him, but I'm not sure other than that what he feels about the regent.
All right, then I may have to have a conversation with those two in particular and see firsthand what they feel. If they, if they don't support him, then we're going to have an issue because that means the new regent has basically usurped the throne and is a problem for all kindred, or I should say, all Camelot.
Especially if he's taking of the heart's blood.
I mean, I do know that he wanted the blood to be returned to the clan, so I was going to allow that, but I assumed he meant all of them. You know, everybody gets a piece, so to speak. So, that kind of fuck that. God, why can't people just do things the right way and make this so simple? I mean, yeah. Do I agree that the old regent was worthless? Yes and no. When it came to the Infernalist and stuff like that, he was actually really good, which is why it's so surprising that
yes,
he seemed to overlook the one that was next door, which also kind of worries me in many aspects.
it seemed like no one knew he was there, so.
I mean, if he kept a low profile, it's possible.
Yeah. That's all I had, though, for you of news that I had acquired.
All right, then I will talk to this Miss Beck and Blake personally. If you see them before I do, let them know that I wish to see them as soon as possible. I'm going to stay here for the rest of the night just in case. That it's quiet up here. So if you absolutely need me, I'll be here. Other than that, the council was talking about meeting soon, so you may want to sit in on that as well.
I probably will.
So.
It'd be nice to hear if they decide a harpy as well. We seem to have gone a while without one.
Some harpies. We need at least one. I mean, as big a city as this, I'd say at least 3 or 4 just to kind of keep tabs. But I'll go by the decision of the council. It's their job to elect them, so they get to fucking do the work. But yeah, I'm sure that is probably one of the things I want to discuss. But with everything going on, they kind of been, their attention kind of got refocused, especially with this whole creepy dream thing.
Yes.
So, kind of distracting. But yeah, so I will make sure they put you in the loop as soon as they have decided a meet time. More than likely, it will probably take place here. If not, then it will probably take place at, I assume, Warehouse 13. Just because that's a more open area and it's a little bit more secured. We have people there 24/7 who, are great at pretending they're someone they're not.
Right.
So just kind of keep an eye out for that message to go out. If you don't get it, I'll make sure you do. So
I appreciate it.
yeah. Other than that, keep up the good work. Um, Definitely talk to the shifters about this giant werecat thing. Specifically, if they need better information from what the Anarchs were able to ascertain from the poor mortal who was, literally scared shitless. Um, Apparently, he looks like a Native American at first, and then the next second, the mortal's running in terror and screaming. But the next second, the mortal looked back and he saw this giant werecat. He described it as it looked like a cougar walking on its back legs. I've heard reports of when the well, at least when the werewolves go all homicidal, they tend to look like wolves standing on their back legs. So that might be what this werecat was doing. Um, the good news is most of the mortals that were around at the time um, don't remember anything. Apparently, when he changed it, fucked them all up.
Yeah.
So you may want to ask about that. See if they have a maybe it's their kind of maybe it's some kind of power that whoever they believe in gave them to kind of keep their
Right.
knowledge a secret. I mean, we have
That
the
is
masquerade.
possible.
They might have some kind of version of their version of a masquerade to protect themselves from mortals.
I wouldn't be surprised. They seem to have a want to keep their secrets as we do, so I'm sure they have some sort of name for it on their own, but I wouldn't be surprised if they had some form of the masquerade which they kept.
Yeah. Well, I do know the Inquisition didn't target just kindred. All supernaturals were hit by that. But so I mean that's more reason than any to you know have some kind of law system set up. But yeah, I'd say talk to them, see what you can find out. I mean, tell them we're not prying to learn more to really learn more information. We're prying because we may have one of their ranks in the city killing kindred. It will get to a point where kindred will start taking matters into their own hands, and I'd prefer not to get to that point because that just usually ends up being bloody, messy, and
Yeah,
problematic.
it
And
would
honestly,
probably not be surprising because it seems to be that is their rank and file, that we are something that is bad for them. I'm not going to they don't like us.
But the other thing that concerns me is these hunters and everything that's going on with the visions and everything. I have to say, it seems like there's something greater at work that we're all not really catching on to just yet. Um, oh, through other sources, we have confirmed that we believe the ram, wolf, and the heart symbol that we all keep seeing in our visions is in fact the law firm in question.
That's what we figured. I
Yeah,
have been told, however, that is supposed to be hands off.
yeah. Their ties go pretty deep. Um, yeah, I got a really nasty message from someone from the inner council telling me that they are not to be touched and to be left alone. Um, but it concerns me because very rarely do they say leave a mortal organization alone.
Maybe that would be best to have either the Anarchs follow up on or the Shifters, as they're a little disconnected from our.
That's what I was thinking. Someone outside the pull of the inner council would be a good thing. The Anarchs may be pushing it a little bit. We might actually have to go independence on this one.
All right.
There are some within the city. I'll see if I can contact them. Um, See if they're willing to lend an aid, although this should be interesting. Um, Oh, I don't know if you heard about the horrible car accident that involved a young boy. Um,
Hmm.
he was a mortal member of the Giovanni family.
Hmm.
Yeah.
They're still in the city.
Oh, yeah. And now they're pissed.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Um,
What are they pissed about?
more they want to know what really happened. Apparently, this kid within the Giovanni family is important. I couldn't get much details. A lot of ranting and raving on the other end of the phone. I just wasn't gonna step in that. But
Hmm.
Julian Giovanni is the they call him Don in their terms, but it's basically the primogenitor for the Giovanni. Um, he is the one that is really upset. Um, he wouldn't go into specifics, but he does say that this particular kid has very close ties to another Giovanni within the city.
I see.
So I'm assuming some kind of blood relative. Um, and well, we know how the Giovanni like to react to things.
Mm-hmm. Well, I will make sure to put that on my to-do list then.
Yeah, at least keep an eye out for that. I mean, any information. I mean, he's offering a huge ass reward for any information that leads to the capture and arrest of the one in the other car. Nobody's gotten an official report on what type of car it was, what happened. I believe the forensics units are doing, and the mortal forensic units are doing their work on his car. Beautiful car. Pity. Such
Mm-hmm.
tragedy. um, but the thing that really is bothering a lot of people was this kid was 16.
Yeah.
The
Hmm.
mortals are, of course, up in arms because it was a 16-year-old that died in an accident.
Right.
Shit happens, but the fact that it has such odd ties and the fact that he was seen weaving in and out of traffic, kind of almost. The term that was used was actually, it looks like it was a demolition derby, with
Hmm.
the young man's car being the victim. What is it? There apparently was an exchange of paint, so hopefully the mortals will have some kind of information. If you have any police ties, I'd say talk to them. If not, um, I'm already putting in my source. I actually only have a couple police ties. I never thought it was necessary because I wasn't expecting to take this position, honestly.
Right.
Or else I would have cemented a bit more mortal basis. Um, I'm currently working on that, by the way. uh, the venture of buying up property left and right within the city. Anything that's open is getting bought up. If you want a secondary place, I recommend a secondary, maybe even a third place. If you can afford it, I'd recommend going for it now because the venture making the prices start to skyrocket.
I see.
Yeah.
Hmm.
For what reason? Who knows? It's the venture being the venture. It could just be they're bored.
Yeah. And flipping houses gives them something to do.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll keep that in mind. I won't bother you with anything else. I don't have anything that comes to mind right now, and I assume you probably have some other people you need to meet with. So
Yeah.
we'll head out.
All right. Well, like I said, probably your first stop, I would say definitely go to the shifters first just to find out. And at least to let them know that we have a mixed confirmed sighting because it did come from a mortal who, still thinks he lost his mind. And it apparently took everything the Anarchs had just to calm him down enough to get that information. So that kind of tells you how fucked up this poor guy was. Probably will be to the point where they may lock him in an asylum.
Right.
Apparently didn't have a very good effect on him.
All right. Well, you have a good evening, sir.
You too. Be safe out there. Just because this hunter has targeted Anarchs doesn't mean he won't target others. It may just be the easier to get to for now.
Right.
So I would recommend trying to be not as accessible. I know the Venture are going through alternates. You can't talk to a Venture without, meeting someone else first.
Right.
So I would recommend that as a sheriff, you kind of be accessible but inaccessible at the same time. Do everything by text if you have to, or meet in secured locations such as here, any of the Elysiums.
Right. I'll make sure to inform my deputies of the same thing and to keep an eye out.
Yes, definitely do that. We don't need our police force going missing. He looks at you.
Yeah.
You guys have been doing very good work. I don't want to replace you.
All right. Have a good evening, sir. And he'll
All right.
nod and then take his leave.
Okay. Is there anything else you need me for right now?
Nope. But I know Julia wants to hop in line whenever.
Okay. Well, I know I have to do a scene with Holly real quick, so I don't know.
No problem.
No clue. I'm just here. I know a bunch of people asked, so I'll have to find out. But here, let me actually end this. Thank you for watching. Thank you, players, for playing. Stay tuned for more as the plot continues to get thicker and more fucked up. Good night.